Hey, welcome back. Hope you're ready to check those predictions about which tool is longer, the scissors or the butter knife. Before we do that, I want to know if the tool that you think that I should be measuring with for length is the same tool that I'm actually going to be using. So what tool do you think I should use to measure length? I'm using a ruler, just like on our calendar. Every time there's a length marker, it's usually a ruler measuring something, so I thought I should probably use a ruler too. So let's get into measuring. Which tool's longer? Let's see. Okay, and before we start, there's one thing about rulers I want to quick tell you, just so you're not confused about how to use a ruler. So here's my ruler, and I just want you to notice that on one side, there are big numbers like this, and then on the other side, there are smaller numbers like this. You're gonna learn more about rulers when you're older. So what I'm gonna tell you right now is Miss Wen is going to use the bigger side to measure, and the bigger side tells you how many inches long something is, and the smaller side tells you how many centimeters long something is. Again, you will learn about inches and centimeters when you're older. I don't want to confuse your brain, so all I'm going to tell you is I'm going to use inches. Here we go. Okay, so here is my ruler again. To measure with a ruler, you want to line up your tool or your object at the end of the ruler like this. Do you see how the end of my object is at the end of the ruler? So if you're measuring, do you think this is right? Nope. If you're measuring, do you think this is right? Nope. When you're measuring for length, it always has to start at the beginning of the ruler, okay? And when I say at the beginning, I mean at the very tip. There should be a 0 here, but I know it's the beginning because 1 is over here and before 1 is 0. So here I go. I will start with the butter knife. So let me line my butter knife up with my ruler. Get to the very tip. I wonder how many inches you think it'll be. What do you think? I'm gonna give you like a little bit of a peek. So about half of the butter knife is 5 inches. I wonder how long the whole thing is. Well, let's see. Okay, so here is the tip of the butter knife, and here's a 9, and it's a little longer than 9. This would be 9.5. So I'm gonna take a sticky note, and I'm gonna write 9 and 1/2, that's how you write 1/2 inches. Ooh, this is tricky to write with one hand because I'm holding the other hand is holding my phone. Okay, so the butter knife is 9.5 inches long. Let's find out how long the scissors are. So same thing. I'm gonna line up my scissors with the end of the ruler. Let's get really close so we can see. It looks pretty lined up, right? This one's kind of tricky because it's going up diagonally and it's not straight. So let me see if I can maybe push the tip down so it'll give me a better read of how many inches it is. How many inches are those scissors, friends? What do you see? What do you notice? The tip of the scissors hits the 8 inches mark. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna write 8 inches. It's very tricky with one hand. So now we have our measurements. So the length of the butter knife is 9.5 inches, and the length of the scissors is 8 inches. So how do they compare? Are they the same or different? Well, we know that they're different. But how are they different? I'm going to write an inequality sign, and I want you to think about which way the inequality sign will face. Remember, inequality signs look like this. It's the 2 dots on the one side for the number that is greater, and then the 1 dot on the other side for the number that is less than, and then you just connect the dots. So, which measurement is greater, 9.5 or 8.5? 9.5 is greater than 8.5 because the number 9 comes after 8. So I'm going to write 2 dots, or draw 2 dots for the 9.5 for the butter knife, and 1 dot for the 8 for the scissors. I'm going to connect it to make my inequality. Now I want you to read this inequality with me. Follow my pointer power. 9.5 inches is greater than 8 inches. Let's try that one more time. 9.5 inches is greater than 8 inches. Let's read it backwards. 8 inches is less than 9.5 inches. So, what'd you think? Did it match your prediction? I thought that the scissors would be longer. So my prediction was wrong. I'm gonna have a happy heart and say, oh well, maybe next time. So here is my challenge to you if you would like to have a challenge. If you have a ruler at home, find 2 things to measure and see how many inches they are. Then write your own inequality, just like I did, to compare the length of your 2 objects. Share them with me if you do it. I'll see you tomorrow for another number corner. Thanks for tuning in and doing some measurement with me. Have a really great afternoon. See ya.